Let me tell you about Jailhouse Johnny. This guy. I'm telling you, he was something else. But Johnny, see, he had this thing about him. This rhythm. The kid could dance like the devil himself was chasing him. By day, he was learning a different kind of dance. The dance of survival in the mean streets of New Orleans. Fast forward to '68. Johnny's got himself a rathole of a strip joint off Bourbon. Now, Johnny's been in and out of the big house so many times, they start calling him Jailhouse Johnny. His place, it ain't much to look at. Neon lights flickering like a dying heartbeat, walls stained with decades of cigarette smoke and spilled whiskey. But when Johnny takes the stage, man, it's like watching lightning in a bottle. His feet move faster than the eye can follow. His feet move faster than the eye can follow. Tapping out rhythms that make the jazz greats weep. But Johnny, he's got a hole in his soul. A void he fills with booze, with drugs, with the fleeting warmth of nameless women. Then one day, one of his girls, she has a kid. And Johnny, he thinks it's his. For the first time in his miserable life, he wants to be better. He starts cleaning up his act, cuts back on the dust, eases up on the bottle, but life, she's a cruel mistress. Johnny finds out the kid ain't his, never was, and everyone knew but him. That night, Johnny loses it. He locks himself in his office, does every drug he can find. He comes out dancing. But this ain't no ordinary shuffle. This is a dance of death. By the time he reaches the kid's room, he's covered in blood. For a moment, Johnny hesitates. But the drugs, the rage, they've taken over. He raises the knife. By the time the cops bust in, it's all over. Bodies everywhere. And there's Johnny swinging from the rafters, his feet still twitching to some unheard beat. A monument to madness, forgotten by most, but not by everyone. Jay, the kid Johnny thought was his, he survived that night, and now he's come to claim his inheritance. Jay and his buddies, they start cleaning the place up, gonna turn it into a tourist trap. Cash in on the infamy. Then one of them finds that old jukebox, plugs it in, drops a coin. And wouldn't you know it, Sunshine Superman starts to play. The temperature drops. The lights flicker. And there, in the cracked mirror behind the bar, a figure starts to form. It's Johnny. But not the Johnny they knew. This Johnny's eyes are hollow, his smile a rictus grin. He steps out of the mirror, his feet already moving to that old familiar rhythm. Jay and his friends, they're frozen in terror. Johnny's gaze locks onto Jay. Recognition flashes in those dead eyes. And as the song reaches its crescendo, Johnny starts to dance. One last time. What happens next? Well, that's the whole other story. The story of Jay, the boy who survived, and Jailhouse Johnny, the ghost who never stopped dancing. But remember, folks, next time you're in New Orleans and you hear Sunshine Superman playing from some old jukebox, you might just want to watch your step. Because Jailhouse Johnny, he's always looking for a new dance partner.